So the Recovery Park project has always talked about food system development, and that's everything from the day that the farmer plants the seeds until the time that you eat at the table to what happens with the waste product. And part of that is energy conversion through biodigestion. So we decided to pay a trip to the Michigan State University campus where they are experimenting with anaerobic biodigestion and composting and vermiculture. And so the project went there and looked at a biodigestion system that they had just installed, and also paid a visit across the road to the student organic farm.
So here you see us, we're checking out their biodigester that they have. The lovely looking pit that you saw standing in front of was their input for manure and food waste. They've got this set up so that they can take the off gas and treat it and then burn it to create heat. And they have pools around for algae growth. And we collaborated with them talking about how we can implement one of these in our footprint.
And the exciting part about it is that it can give us energy to fuel hoop houses like you just saw, and to power some of the things that we're going to do with our organic or natural growing systems. And so here is the student organic farm.
So at the student organic farm, we met up with a guy named Brendan. You can see us there. He's in charge of their vermicomposting, which is using worms to break down organic matter even further than you do in a composting setup. So first you compost it, and then you give it to the worms, and they make it into real gold, black gold. And yeah, so here he's showing us these different setups he has, searching for worms, and talked about some of the processes he uses for getting a good growth of worms, and then sifting it out. There's one of their several techniques they have for sifting out the worms and getting the good dirt. He's worked with Will Allen in Milwaukee in the past, and he's got his own thing going at MSU, and he's very interesting in some of the operations they have going there.
So we looked at some of their composting operations as well that are adjacent to the vermicomposting. We looked at some of their hoop house structures for ideas on the types of structures that we would put in the Recovery Park footprint. Then we paid a visit to some of their in-ground growing systems, some people harvesting, and interestingly, some of the animals in the project. And these were actually corralled in with electric fences that are run by photovoltaic power cells that are movable. Pretty interesting.
So yeah, we're checking out different designs for their greenhouses. Some of them are run on rails, so you can move them around. Here you see that they've got everything running horizontally across inside the greenhouse. It maximizes their space. So kind of brainstorming and thinking about how we're going to use some of their ideas and the systems they've developed in the Recovery Park model.
And we also looked at some of the ideas for the types of materials that would be used in the construction of our hoop houses so that they're more permanent structures, and some of the tensile strength of some of the steel and materials, and also introduction of other types of things, chickens, pigs, orchards, etc., and repurposing, in this case, of old materials.